You see, as an African society, when we were growing up and in the days of yore, influence and power was disseminated through demonic spells and witchcraft. And we knew the witchcraft was not something that was not talked about. We knew that family, those are witches. There's a witch, that lady is a witch. It was known in the village where I come from. By the way, some of us, you could honor, we fought demons of witchcraft. Me, when I was young, I hear stories that there's a lady who came to our place and I was bewitched, and then I started conversing and I died, and my mother took me to that lady and said, revive this child or I kill you. When you see us mad for Christ, we are products of miracles from childhood. The devil targeted us like Jesus, and we had to be hidden from witches in the village. Power was manipulative. And it was demonic, but it was powerful and deep, and you could see it. A woman comes to a family, and a child falls sick, and without a joke, or without that person dies, and they are buried, and they are no more. It was about demonic influence, and that's how African societies remained poor and primitive. Because in the West, it was about ideology. It was not witchcraft, it was wheatcraft. It was a battle of the wheats. It is wheatcraft. We were in witchcraft. And we stayed there for so long with our witchcraft. When the West was dealing with wheatcraft and ideology and philosophy and strategies. And by the time we started catching up through people like Jomo Kenyatta and Tom Mboya and who appropriated the JF Kennedy flight and benefited the likes of Barack Obama's father and so on, we were so much behind, most of us, especially in Kenya, that Western ideologies did not come and were not accepted immediately. And we resisted education. And those who appropriated education to date, you can confess that education is an equalizer. It transforms people. So that today, as we sit here and launch this program, and I'm so happy that Lydia and your husband and Eric, you have agreed that I become part of this, and I've offered myself and pleaded. I have applied. I am even going to sow a seed tonight. My application will be even through sowing of a seed. That is mine, not MCSK or anybody's. My own. In fact, that's why I picked this phone, because I wanted to do it publicly. But I am so happy that I can become part of this. Because if there were not people like the likes of David Oginde, who preached to us and were popular speakers when we were in university, who moved in the Christian unions and came to our schools, and for the first time I saw a man in a suit looking nice, speaking good English, and talking things that were provoking the mind, not witchcraft, and liberated us from that primitive background to see life and to see the light and to see ourselves in a different way, that we too can influence the world. To the extent that a boy from a village called Kaloleni in Mwala, Machakos County, that is not on Google Maps, that this boy has eaten dinner in White House. And in 2019, you can check on the websites on the Google, I was the chief guest at the Hollywood Film Festival. Power of education. And power of knowing Jesus and standing authentically Christian. The way you know God, not trying to make it. Because the rugged cross was not beautiful. It took a rugged cross. It was painful, bloody, and rugged. And that's how we became who we are. And so, Lydia, as I agree to become part of this, I want to encourage you to know that while it is the rugged cross that brought us to this salvation, what you are doing right now, by standing in a position where we can equip young people and lead us from diverse callings with the word and the strategies and the techniques to be able to reach people effectively. And one of them, I've always said, is the gateway of the media. Social media and the internet was not invented for the devil. It's a lie. Some people try to scare us away and tell us, avoid the internet, it is dirty. Avoid Facebook, you're going to be trolled. Twitter will troll you. But let me tell you, unless we rise to that space and occupy that space, will remain all the more irrelevant, and our children will be in the dark web and they'll be cleared and wiped off by the dark web. So that the battle is even more fierce, because it's no longer witchcraft, which we can sort out like my mother used to sort out. It's witchcraft and ideologies and books and the internet, and how we use the internet, social media platforms, and how the church must get into that space and preach the gospel on Facebook, preach the gospel on Twitter, open YouTube channels, and occupy the spaces God has given us, because that's what John Maxwell did. He could have remained in his homeland, but he decided to have a strategy that spread the sphere of influence beyond the United States to where we are today, where Africa can have a chapter, where Africa can have a branch that is connecting people and giving them the techniques on leadership.